and have a good day, Doctor. This is our team member that will discuss the effect of HR roles on employee well-being, work engagement, and mental health.
Now I will be presenting for introductions. Human resources roles have evolved beyond basic administrative tasks. Today, human resources professionals are expected to act as strategy partner, change agent, and employee advocate, says W. Rich in 1997. With growing awareness of mental health and workplace well-being, it is important to understand how these human resources roles affect employee emotionally and psychologically. This study focused on three key areas of employee experience, which is well-being, work engagements, and mental health. It is guided by the following research questions. The first question is how do human resource roles influence employee well-being? Second is in what way do human resource functions affect employee engagement? Third is to what extent do human resources role impact on employee mental health? This research aimed to guide human resource leaders and policymakers in creating a more supportive and engaging work environment. The main objective of this research, first, is to examine the effect of human resource role on employee well-being. Second is to examine the impact of human resources role on work engagement. And the last one, to investigate the effect of human resources role on mental health.
Going to present for the literature review part. Firstly, human resource role is one of the functional unit within an organization that mainly responsible to manage the workforce, ensure smooth administration, and also deliver the value through talent, leadership, and organizational capability. According to Ulrich, 1997, the human resource role have four roles that can be found, which is the first one as a strategic partner that function to align the human resource and business strategy as a whole. Second role is administrative expert, which is they are functioning to improve the human resource processes and efficiency. The third role is employee champion, which they are function to support the employee needs by aligning the employee competency with the business goal. And the four roles of the human resource is change agent, which function to lead the cultural and organizational change. Human resource role have evolved toward the strategy involvement in the business planning. Now we are going to look at the first relationship between human resource role and employee well-being, which is well-being have been defined as individual physical, mental, and emotional state that allow them to develop and thrive. Human resource role have promoted the well-being through a balanced strategic focus and employee-centered role, according to the research that conducted by Brown et al. In 2009. However, in the research of Michael et al. In 2023, they also found out that human resource promote the well-being through the designing system that align with the employee values. According to Keith Momuth et al. In 2024, human resource professional is functioning as an architect of employee well-being strategies. Therefore, we can find that the human resource role relationship with the well-being are founded to be as a positive relationship. Now we are going to look at the second relationship between human resource role and employee work engagement. Work engagement is being defined as emotional and connective involvement of the employee with the work that have been assigned to them. Human resource role influence the engagement through the efficient administrative processes managed by HR that contribute to fully equip with the resources. Therefore, it fosters the engaging work environment by the employees. This has been found by the researchers of Abu Khalifa et al. 2025. It means that whenever the employee have been equipped with all the resources and equipment that actually required in order for them to do the efficient working, they will have more work engagement in their work tasks. According to SACS 2022 research, it also found out that HR design that implement the caring HRM practices align with organizational goal, leading to the high work engagement due to the reciprocity of genuine concern for their well-being. The third relationship that we are looking now is human resource role and employee mental health, which is mental health is referred as individual mental well-being that brings the ability to work well. HR contributes to the employee mental health by creating the mentally healthy environments, according to Hennecum et al. 2021 research. According to Bartram et al. 2024 also, it also found out that supportive practices reduce the psychological distress. And June et al. From 2018 also found out that strategy and proactive mental health policies that created by the HR helpful for the employees' mental health well-being. So therefore, what can be concluded here that the relationship between human resource role and the work engagement also have a positive relationship or positive related, as well as human resource role relationship with the employee mental health also brings also brings the positive relationship. This is the theoretical framework that can be developed from this research, which is human resource role as a one particular IV that directly related to this 3DV, which is well-being, work engagement, and mental health. And from this literature review that have been conducted, this is all the three hypotheses that can be concluded, which is H1, HR role have a positive effect on employee well-being, H2, HR role have a positive effect on employee work engagement, and H3, HR role have a positive effect on employee mental health.
To continue with theory. So the first one is job demand resources JDR model. So this theory explains how different aspects of a job affect employee well-being and performance. So it divided job characteristics into demands and resources. So job demands are the mental or physical efforts required from employees, which can cause stress or burnout if excessive. So job resources are factors like support, autonomy, or training that help employees manage demands, achieve goals, and grow personally. So the HR role here is to design jobs that reduce harmful demands and increase helpful resources, which improves engagement and mental health. So the second one is Ulrich HR model. So this theory highlights the strategic importance of HR by identifying 4 key roles, which is the first one is strategic partner. So HR aligns its strategies with business goals to boost organizational performance. The second one is administrative expert. HR ensures efficient and effective management of HR systems and processes. So the next one is employee champion. HR listens to employee concerns and supports their well-being and morale. While lastly, change agent. So HR helps organization to adapt to change and drives transformation. So this model shows how HR goes beyond admin work to play a critical role in organizational success and employee support.
Next is methodology. For the sampling and respondent, this study used non-probability confidence sampling, targeting employees from various industries. A total of 63 respondents voluntarily participate in completing this questionnaire. This respondent consists of various ages, occupation, gender, races, marital status, education level, employment status, religion, and many more. The aim was to explore their perception of HR role in employee well-being, work engagement, and mental health. Next is instrument design. Data was collected using a structured questionnaire with 5 sections, which is HR role, work engagement, well-being, mental health, and social disability. And different linked skills were used. For the first section, the role of HR, it was assessed using a 5-point linked scale, which is 1 never to 5 is very often. After that, work engagement and well-being were assessed using a 5 linked scale, which is from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree. While mental health was assessed using a 6-point linked scale, which is 1 indicate always to 6 never. Finally, the impact of social disability session was assessed using true or false answer. Next is data collection procedure. The questionnaire was designed using Google Form and then distributed via WhatsApp, Facebook, and Telegram for easy access and efficient data collection. Participants were informed about the study purpose and assured of confidentiality. Next is data analysis. The data obtained were then used to perform descriptive statistics. It was the first item in the analysis session, which was used to summarize the demographic of the respondent and provide an overview of the central tendency and distribution across the main variables. Next, data analysis was conducted using IBM SPSS to ensure the reliability of the findings. The reliability of this finding was assessed when the Cromba alpha value exceeds 0.7. Next, correlation and multiple regression analysis were performed to test the hypothesis. This method allowed the researcher to be confident that the role of HR is important in ensuring employee well-being, work engagement, and employee
Data analysis and result. Table 4.1 show frequency of respondent demographic data. Respondents dominated the most by millennials, which are in the 25 to 34 years old. About half of the respondents were female and Malay. It also shows a balanced mix with slightly more married individuals. Respondents are most well-educated professionals and engaged in stable employment. There are slightly more public sector respondents, also strong representation from the education industry and Islamic respondent. There is balanced representation from the both experienced and early career employees. It also shows most employees are in the mid-income bracket, which is 3,000 to 5,000. Table 4.2 show reliability of measurement. From batch alpha of HR role, work engagement and employee well-being is above 0.8. That indicate good internal reliability. While Chrombatch alpha of employee mental health show above 0.7, that indicate acceptable internal reliability. Next, in the table 4.3, it shows correlation between all variables. Then in table 5.4, it indicates that descriptive analysis of all of the main multiple regression section, the result of hypothesis 1, HR rule have a positive effect on employee well-being shown in the table 4.5. It's about 0.47C or 47.6% dependable indicate a significant positive impact of HR role on work engagement. HR role have a significant positive relationship to employee well-being because the standardized coefficient beta show 0.69 for the t value record are higher than 2, which is t value 7.444. Significant value is shown less than 0.001. Result of hypothesis 2. HR rule have a positive effect on work engagement shown in the table 4.6. Approximately 0.454 or 45.4 dependable indicate a significant positive impact of HR role on work engagement. HR role have a significant positive relationship to employee work engagement because the standardized coefficient beta shows 0.674. Next, the t value record are higher than 2 and the significant value show less than 0.001. The result of hypothesis 3. HR role have a positive effect on employee mental health. HR role have an insignificant positive effect on employee mental health as it indicate that 0.09C or 9.6% dependable. The standardized coefficient beta show negative, net the t value record lower than 2. Significant value show above than 0.001. In figure 4.1, hypothesis 1 and 2 is significant, meanwhile hypothesis 3 is insignificant. Hence, hypothesis 1 and 2 is accepted and supported, but hypothesis 3 is rejected and not
Discussion
significant.
of our study. Our study aimed to explore the role of human resource or HR in influencing three key aspects of the employee experience: employee well-being, work engagement, and mental health. We used two main models: the jobs demand resource model and Ulrich HR model. We collected data from 63 employees across various industries using a survey. First, we found that HR has a strong positive effect on employee well-being. The result shows that HR role explain almost 48% of the changes in employee well-being with a beta coefficient of 0.690, which is a strong relationship. This means that when HR provides support, feedback, and wellness program, employees feel more valued and cared for. HR acting as employee champions help build a workplace where employees feel emotionally and physically supported. Secondly, we found that HR roles also have a positive impact on work engagement. The result shows that HR explain about 45% of employee engagement levels with a beta coefficient of 0.674. This shows that HR can increase employee motivation and loyalty by providing training, reward, and flexible work arrangements. Employees are more likely to stay committed and perform better when they feel supported by HR. However, when we look at employee mental health, the results were very surprising. The study found that HR roles have a very weak and insignificant effect on employee mental health, with a beta of negative 0.309. This suggests that mental health is influenced by deeper issues like job stress, personal challenges, and organization culture, which go beyond the current HR practices. In conclusion, HR plays a very important role in supporting employee well-being and work engagement. But to improve mental health, organization needs to develop more specialized strategies, such as working with a professional mental health providers.
I will be presenting on 5.3 implications. 5.3.1 Theoretical implications. In this study, apply Ulrich HR model and the Job Demand Resources JDR model to explore the impact of human resources role on employee well-being, engagements, and mental health. The findings show that when employees are treated fairly and supported, their well-being and engagement improve. However, resistance to change, excessive workload, and lack of support increase stress, negatively affect mental health. Regression result: first, human resources role and well-being positive relationship. Second, HR role and work engagement is positive relationship. And the last one is human resources role and mental health is negative relationship. This result suggests human resources play a key role in shaping positive employee experience, but they may need to improve strategy around mental health. 3.2 Managerial implications. This study concludes that human resources role significantly impact employee well-being, work engagements, and mental health. Guided by Job Demand Resources JDR model and Ulrich HR model, the finding shows that supportive human resources practices promote autonomy, emotional support, and growth, leading to higher motivations and reduced stress. However, when human resources is overly bureaucratic or unsupportive, it can harm mental health and increase resistance to change. Organizations should adapt strategy like flexible work policy, employee involvement in decisions making, and mental health support to improve well-being and engagement. In summary, aligning human resource role with employee psychology need to essential for creating a healthy, motivated, and resilient workforce. 5.4 study limitations. This study have a few limitations. First, the respondents varied in age 18 to 55 above, with most between 25 to 34, which may lead to differing opinion across age group. Second is the use of the self-reported data may introduce bias, as responses could reflect personal belief rather than actual experience. Lastly, the study was limited to specific geographic area with a small sample size, making it less generalized to another regions of country. 5 recommendations. To improve future research, there are following recommendations. The first one is increase sample size, which is expanding beyond 50 respondents will improve data accuracy and strengthen the study reliability. Second is broader research scope, which is include participants from various job level to gather diverse perspective and deeper insight. And the last one is use recent literature. Refer to update research and current finding to ensure the study reflect the latest developments and stay relevant.
The study explored how HR function affect employees' psychological and professional experience. It uses Lurich HR model and the Job Demand Resources JDR model to examine HR's role. Findings show that HR role positively influence employee well-being and work engagement. HR practice like support, recognition, open communication, and development opportunities boost how employees feel about their job. However, HR role do not significantly impact mental health. Mental health is more affected by wider factors like job insecurity, high workload, lack of psychological safety. HR efforts must be part of a broader mental health strategy involving professional health, supporting workplace culture, inclusive policies. HR plays a key role in improving employee well-being and engagement, but supporting mental health needs a broader multi-level approach. Thank you.